All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. What a fun one tonight for the kids. I'm glad they got this result. We, from the very beginning, I mean, we threw 12 pitches the first inning, three strikeouts on 12 pitches. Very, very efficient. We were very efficient the whole game. I mean, our first pitcher threw 34, a total of 34 pitches, five strikeouts, one base on balls, had a hit by pit or a hit batter. And then an assist that was hit back to pitcher, throw over to first. So we had a good play there, good put out at first by our first baseman. Our second pitcher comes in, throws 20 pitches, faces four batters, strikes out three, has one base on balls. I thought our battery tonight did a really good job. Our catcher, we had one pass ball tonight. Um, one pass ball that would be counted to against a catcher. We had a throw to second, throw to third. We almost had a tag at third too. We had a great catch at third on an attempted steal. Almost had a tag for an out. Really, really good play. I thought we did very, very well in the field. And at the plate, we did really, really well. They were struggling tonight. Some of their pitchers were not available tonight, and so they definitely were struggling. But as we talked about as a team, we if somebody's struggling, that doesn't mean we need to help them out. That's something that we have to uh, we are really, really good at being able to work counts, being able to be patient, but be able to make hits when we need to. We threw so for us, we threw a total of 54 pitches tonight. They threw 106 pitches tonight. So they threw 52 more pitches than we did. 52 pitch differential. Really, really good for us. We ended up with four hits. And well, we had a grand slam tonight, which was really fun to see. It was really fun for the kids to see that and hear that. Um, and we did really, really well tonight. We had 14 walks against two strikeouts, and we did have one strikeout. We had a great swinging strikeout. One strikeout that was the looking strikeout. Those pitches were a bit high. All three of them that were called were a bit high. Um, but that's something that we have to do. We ended up with three hit batsmen tonight, four stolen bases. I thought we did a really, really good job. Out of 23 plate appearances, we actually had six at bats. Okay, so when you look at 14 walks, three hit batsmen, I mean that's 17 times that they were putting us on base. Um, we out of the six at bats we had four hits, so we hit 667 tonight. That was really, really good. Um, we were getting on base two-thirds of the time by a hit. Our on base percentage was 91%. I don't know if I've been in a game where we had a on base percentage of 91% as a team, but that's really, really good. Again, you know, you don't like to see you don't like to see kids struggling. But what we talked about as a team is we don't need to help. If somebody's struggling, we don't need to help. That we are patient, let them find the strike zone, and when they did, we got really good hits out of it. I mean, you look at the six at bats we had. We had one swinging strikeout, which was a really good quality at bat. We had a looking strikeout, which was very questionable as far as the calls. And the other times that we were up, we got hits. And so that's really, really good for us. I was really pleased with the way that we played, and the way that we were able to stay engaged in this game. A game like this is kind of difficult to stay engaged when you're scoring the way that you are. It's hard to stay engaged when you're out in the field. It's not very hard when you're at bat because there's a lot of scoring going on. But when you're out in the field, it's hard to stay engaged. And tonight we had a combined no hitter. So we had three people reach base the whole night. Um, and it was, we did a really, really good job with what we needed to do. I didn't There were only a couple times that I had to remind us that, we needed to be ready or needed to pay attention. We were doing a really good job talking. We were doing a really good job keeping each other accountable during the game. And again, when you play a game like this, that's really, really hard. I mean, the official score was 14-0. We actually scored 18 runs. And so, and none of the innings that we were hitting, they actually got two outs on us, or got three outs on us. I think one inning we had two outs. Um, just a really good night, being patient and then getting those timely hits, and great job on the base path. I mean, really, really good job on the base path. No base errors tonight. We did a really good job with that. And so I'm excited about tonight. I'm excited, looking forward to our practice Wednesday. We have one more regular season game, then it's that's into the playoffs, it's into the tournament. So we have at least two games left. We'll play Thursday night, and then depending on how everything goes Thursday night, we'll see when we're going to play on Monday. And so I'm really looking forward to that. We did a really good job tonight. Have question if anybody has one. Yeah. Yeah, the question is, again, I mean, as we get closer, how do we define success? How do we define what is a successful season? And, what is a successful season for us coaches is what people are doing to improve, and what people are doing to be ready for the ball when it comes to them, to be ready at bats. It's what we call the process, and what we talked about all season. Sticking to the process and being able to follow the process has been really, 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 really good. We've really caught on to that, and more kids are catching on to that, and that's really, in a sport like this, that's the important thing, is how do you prepare? How are you ready to play? If you are ready to play and you make mistakes, that's something that happens. If you're not ready to play, then mistakes tend to pile up on you because you're not ready to make the reactions that you need to make. So for the rest of the season, I mean, I told the boys tonight before the game, I said, these last two games, we want to look at process. What's your process and how well are you following it? That's the same expectation. As I said, everyone else in the league might have expectations for us. They might be looking at what we're doing and going into the final regular season game and going into the playoffs. But everything is up in the air. We have a lot to play for. We have a lot to learn. And so our expectations are preparing to win, putting yourself in a position to win by being ready, by being able to play. If you do that, then it becomes more, you have a better chance of being successful, and that's what we really want. That's what we set out to do this season. So far, we're doing that. I'm really, really happy with it. So we have one more game. We have a practice Wednesday. We'll get ready for our last regular season game, then get into the playoffs. And so I'm really excited to see how much more learning we can do. Thanks, everybody. Bye.